Forgive me.
That was Boris Johnson, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom between 2019 and 2022, and this is Boris Johnson in Lego. Let's take a look. The first thing I love about this custom minifigure from MinifigsMe is the hairpiece, which I think looks fantastic. It perfectly represents his hair, which he definitely does brush.
Quick question.
Yes.
Your mum. Never ever brush your hair, even when you're...
I do. That's because...
I don't know about you, but I'm not convinced, but the hairpiece looks perfect. I also think this minifigure does a great job at showing Boris Johnson's scruffiness. His tie isn't properly done up, and his shirt is untucked. This is pretty much exactly how he looked every time he went out representing the country. And my favourite part about this custom is the accessory included, which says, official report, very clear lockdown rules. Boris set the rules for us, so surely he obeyed them.
All guidance was followed completely during number 10.
All the guidelines were observed, continue to be observed.
Boris Johnson has been shamed for deliberately misleading Parliament over a string of illegal parties in Downing Street during lockdown.
So I think it's time we put Boris where he belongs, behind bars.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I'm a Coke addict. Total Coke addict. Coca-Cola addict. I was going to say.
Up next is Rishi Sunak, the current Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and while this minifigure might not be as recognisable as Boris Johnson's, it still looks really accurate. I particularly like the skin tone for his face and hands, reflecting how Rishi is the first non-white UK Prime Minister, and his hairpiece looks really good too. Of course, Rishi wears one of his many expensive suits, which he can afford since his family has a personal fortune worth more than King Charles. Like Boris, Rishi also has a tile accessory, and this one has a picture of a lettuce with a blonde wig and the date of the 20th of October, which is the day that Liz Truss stepped down as Prime Minister after succeeding Boris Johnson and being PM for just 44 days.
I am a fighter and not a quitter. I am resigning.
Well, at least Rishi's lasted longer than she did.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to excuse me.
Next up is Joe Biden, the current president of the United States of America, and this minifigure looks fantastic. He looks way smarter than Rishi or Boris. His tile accessory holds a photo of him and Barack Obama, obviously a reference to his time as vice president, although perhaps it would have been better to include a map so he doesn't get lost walking off stage. The minifigure also includes an alternate face print with Biden in sunglasses, which looks great, and there's also a really neat boot print, which I think is worth pointing out. You can buy these minifigures with the link in the description, and leave a like if you enjoyed.